Hello friends, welcome back to another episode of my blind playthrough of Planescape Torment. We are here in the Merchant's Square, the Merchant's Market, and we just spoke to almost everyone here. But then we came across this gentleman here who seems to have a lot to say about all the different ingredients that I could buy. So we'll start our episode with that. And after that, it might be a good idea to take a look at some of our quests. We got a new one. Last episode, which told me that I should find a gardener. But it doesn't seem like I will find them in the hive. So this is probably my cue to not look here and instead try looking maybe in another part of Sigil. So yeah, but first things first, let's start with the ingredients. We meet again. Some sea plums today. Arborean fire seed. Well, what do you have? All manner of delicacies to delight your palate, my good man. Arborean fire seeds, garbar root, Elysian pears, crimson lotus petals, Bitopian shepherd's bread, shift spice from the chaos of limbo, and sea plums are what I have at the moment. Merely 5 coppers for a taste of anything you'd like. Well, I think we're going to purchase everything we can. Ask about something's taste. Okay, so you mentioned Arborean fire seeds. Arborean. I don't know of a place called Arborea or whatever it would be called. What do the fire seeds taste like? I can only suggest that you try it, my good man, and see for yourself. Okay. Hang on, should I ask about the other thing's tastes? Actually, I had some questions. He shakes his head. Then I advise you to seek answers elsewhere, sir. I deal only in exotic foodstuffs, spices, and herbs, and have time nor care for little else. Okay, I guess we'll just purchase them straight up. If I ask about something else's taste, what does garbar root taste like? He says the same thing. Okay, so I just gotta buy things. Makes sense. I'll try some fire seeds. Actually, before we purchase anything, I think we should make sure that our inventory is empty, or not empty, but that we have room for those ingredients. But I think we do have at least some room, so I'll try and buy one thing, and afterward we'll check. I'll try some fire seeds. Don't swallow them, simply spit them out when they're finished tingling. He smiles and offers you a handful of small red seeds. Tingling, huh? Well, I guess we'll eat them. The seeds, sweet and tasting faintly of cinnamon, become warm and tingle in your mouth. It takes a moment for you to realize that they've actually burst into flame. Soon, however, the sensation dies out, and you spit them into the gutter. Burst into flame. I mean, that sounds like it would hurt, but it doesn't seem like it did in this case. I wonder if this was somehow related to Ignis. You know, Ignis has such a presence in this game that every time I hear of fire, I think of him. He must be behind it, you know? Well, I guess I'll try something else. Those seeds were okay, but how about garbar root? He offers a small brown cube of what looks to be rubbery vegetable matter. It is quite chewy. Do not swallow it, but spit it out when it no longer has taste. Alright. The root, initially quite hard and difficult to chew, has a sweet, syrupy taste. Soon it becomes soft and gummy, and you find yourself merrily smacking away. Eventually, though, the flavor dies off, and you spit the gooey brown wad into the gutter. Okay, do I have to spit out everything that you sell me? Sweet, syrupy taste. I wonder if this has any gameplay implications at all, like I don't know, a temporary buff or anything. I mean, I feel like the game would have told me by now. It just tells me that I lost coppers, which is fine. Alright, something else it is. A pear, that sounds perfectly ordinary, right? He proffers you the largest, juiciest looking pear you've ever laid eyes on. Wow, that's a good merchant right there. These are my favorites, the old merchant chuckles. So sweet. Reminds me of my youth. There is nothing supernatural about this bear's flavor, but it may well be the best you've ever had. Alright, that was definitely worth the 5 coppers. How about some petals? The old man offers what looks like small brownish red flakes. Upon closer inspection, they are revealed to be dried flower petals. These may make you a bit dizzy, my good man, so take care once you've eaten them. The petals melt quickly on your tongue, leaving behind an odd but not quite unpleasant aftertaste that you can't place. Despite the old merchant's warning, however, you don't feel the slightest bit disoriented. He seems slightly disappointed that it has no effect on you. You know, I think we'll leave this here. We'll come back to taste the other things later. I think I've done enough mixing of ingredients as it is, right? 4 different flavors dancing in my mouth.
I'm gone.
So this was definitely worth the 20 or so coppers that I paid for it. Some really exotic tastes, exotic fruits, exotic spices. Interesting stuff here. But I think it's time we were on our way, because we've been in this market for a while at this point. Now, I think this this merchant was really the last person I wanted to talk to here. So it sounds like we could actually move on from here, believe it or not. And move on we shall to, well, let's say this part of the hive. Of course, we get attacked immediately, which is fine. It's what I was pretty much counting on anyway. Hang on, am I not attacking? Oh no, Dak'kon is getting seriously damaged. Okay, what happens when a companion dies, actually? I don't think I've had that happen yet. I've had myself die, but if a companion dies, I think I have to resurrect them somehow, but I'm not exactly sure how. You know what, let's not risk it this time. Let's just go to the flop house. Alright, we're back here. Now, I think it's time to take a look at some of our quests. So we can kill Rotten William. That's a thing we can do at this point. We have 2 companions. It's still not quite enough, honestly. I think I went like 4 or 5 before I attacked a gang leader, right? We could obviously move on with the main quest and look for Farad, but we pretty much ran into a dead end on Ragpicker Square. A dead end which I am not sure how to proceed through. Porphyrin's necklace. A strange man in the hive, shifting lines on his face. Oh yeah, a group of thugs had taken his necklace. Buy a bar that burns inside. Red and black. Now that is something we could do if only we weren't exhausted from the fight. Dak'kon would definitely die in that fight, so I think we'll rest first. Get rid of Nestor for Arlo, which we are trying to do by finding Nestor's fork. A severed ear, yes, so I should definitely look for One Ear. The problem is I don't quite remember where One Ear was, and I didn't check out my previous footage before the episode. Learn the ways of the art, which we are doing at the moment. So we have to find a gardener, but we're not going to find them in the hive. I still want to stay in the hive for just a while longer to clear up some of the quests that we have here specifically. Help Seth die, get revenge. Yes, the starved dogs. We're not sure exactly where they would be. Apparently a few blocks directly south of the mortuary. Which is actually not quite... It's actually not far away, is it? A tombstone, yes. Find July, Craddock, and again, outside the Smoldering Corpse bar. Well, it looks like we have 2 different things to do outside the bar, so maybe that's something to do. And, oh, what about the box? You know what? We should deliver the box to clear up our inventory. I've accepted the task of delivering a strange box to a person named Quatra. This fellow can usually be found down in the southeastern section of the hive, which is pretty specific. So, I am in the northwestern section of the hive, which is exactly where I don't want to be. I guess I'll try and sprint to that part of the hive instead. Lots of flags here. This is Porphyron, which I just saw mentioned, right? Yeah, we're looking for a necklace for him. That's exactly why we want to go to Smoldering Corpse. Now this Fleece guy, have I spoken to you before? No. You see a man who is looking around at the buildings with some confusion. He looks lost and is mumbling to himself. The man looks relieved. At last! I beg your indulgence, good sir. I seem to have gotten turned around in this maze of streets. He chuckles uncomfortably. I am afraid this area of the city is somewhat, he glances around apprehensively. Unknown to me. The residents seem most unwilling to extend aid to a visitor. He looks at you hopefully. Could I prevail upon you to help me perchance? Well, depends on the kind of help you need. I seek the house of my aunt Marguerite. She is reported to dwell in a house close to the mortuary, but the street layout seems to have changed since my last visit. Do you know of the house of which I speak? I am afraid I have not heard of such a place. Aunt Marguerite. I think I would remember that name. But I don't. So, sadly, not. I mean, I could try looking, but that's not really an option I have here, so I have never heard of it. The man frowns in disappointment. Ah, I suppose it would have been too much good fortune to hope that you would know of such a place. He nods slightly in thanks. Well, I thank you for your time, good sir. It is most welcome on these streets. It's weird that I think this, but I wonder, is this fellow really looking for this house, or was this a test of some kind? You know, I'm just getting paranoid. Like I'm trying to look for hidden intentions with everyone I meet, and I don't know. It seems kind of weird to me. This guy is looking for a house close to the mortuary. He's nowhere near close to the mortuary. I guess this street layout got changed, is what he says, and that apparently happens in this world. But I don't know. It hasn't happened on me yet, so. I'm not really sure what to think about this one. Okay, let's go east.
Done.
This is the part with the mortuary, I believe, right? I think I'm getting the hang of this place. I'm trying to orient myself. This is why I don't want to leave this hive right away. I want to sort of learn the layout so I know where I am without checking my map constantly. Yes, this would be the mortuary entrance. Shilandra skipped the mausoleum, which we want to come back to eventually, but we found it too high level for us at this point. The Alley of Dangerous Angles, not really where we want to go. The Gathering Dust Bar. Maybe I should pop by there just to see if there's anything new going on. The Post. Hey there. Hang on, did I not meet him? I think I definitely met him. I remember talking to him, but I don't know. This doesn't seem like the description doesn't seem like I've seen him before, but I definitely have. I guess he doesn't have anything new for me to do. All right. Anyone else here? Seems to be just the people that we've met. What about you, Emmerich? You want to tell me anything new? No, you apparently don't want to tell me anything. You see Emmerich, he is regarding you with a stony gaze. Some questions? Nothing really. Okay, I just thought I would check. Right, let's go straight to where our quest points us then.
I'm gone.
See, that's the thing. I'm playing this game for the first time. I'm still kind of trying to learn it, so I'm not sure how lifelike the characters are, basically. How much they can evolve even without quests or anything else in the world, you know. I wonder.
All right.
if they can maybe have some new developments with them, even without my interference. It doesn't look like that at the moment. Now we have a starved dog barking thug, which is great, but it's actually not, because Dak'kon is super weakened. So I think we want to do this. I was gonna say, I think we want to do this during the day. Then again, the question is, can we even do this during the day? What if there's like a mechanic that prevents me from doing it, except for at night? All right, we're at the smoldering corpse, which is not where we want to be. We want to be outside, but yeah, we're not up for the fighting yet, and so I think we want to do the other thing that we had here, which was not that one, not that one. July. Right, so we're looking for a tiefling drunkard stumbling outside the smoldering corpse. Right now I'm inside the smoldering corpse, so not great, but the exterior is full of dangerous thugs. I don't know, I could try and heal up Dak'kon, but again, that feels like a waste since I'm not in a dungeon or anything. I'm just walking the street, you know? Oh my god, there are so many of them. Let's get out of here. Okay, this is a very stressful environment to look for someone in, you know? Just trying to... Mourns-For-Trees. I haven't talked to that guy yet, I'm pretty sure. It's the right townsperson. July is here. Yeah, no, that's the guy that we met. That's right, we know July. So we know where he is, but we can't really talk to him. There are just too many of these people. Fel's Tattoo Parlor, though. It sounds familiar, but have I actually been here? No, I don't think I have. You see a Dabus, but something about it strikes you as odd. It has the same shock of white hair, the same greenish cast to its skin, the same pair of goat horns. Then you suddenly realize this one is walking on the ground, not floating. For some reason that makes you uneasy. Ooh, okay, we're meeting a special character here. Interesting, I can ask both Mort and Dak'kon to translate for me. Well, I think Dak'kon seems just a bit more reliable overall, you know? No shade to Mort, but Dak'kon. Ask him who he is. As you are about to ask, you suddenly realize you already know the Dabus' name. His name is Fel. As if in response, the Dabus inclines his head slightly, and a lone symbol appears above its head. It is blurry at first, then resolves into a white oval with a black lightning bolt through it. What did he say, Dak'kon? He is known as Fel. Okay. Ask him what this place is? A slow train of symbols materialize around Fel's head. The symbols take several moments to resolve, starting with simple lines, then fleshing themselves out into breathtaking colors. This is where I tattoo color and life upon flesh and bone. Okay, hang on. I'm confused. How do I know these symbols? Does this have to do with my lore skill? Did I ask Dak'kon to translate for me needlessly? He places pictures on flesh here. Tattoos. Can I see what tattoos he has available? Wow, okay, this is like a whole interface that I can use. Tattoo of might, tattoo of bloodletting, tattoo of the skull. Are these like buffs? Special temporary, save versus paralyzation, luck, charisma, wisdom, usable only by nameless one. Huh. Alright, so this seems to be something worthwhile to invest in. Tattoo of accuracy. Thaco +1, which apparently, according to the comments, is actually good. It's just that the Thaco naming is incredibly confusing, you know. I was worried that more Thaco means that you are easier to hit, but no, in this case, +1 is actually good. This tattoo has 2 concentric rings with lines radiating from the center. When inscribed on the skin, the wearer's perceptions of distance and balance become heightened, giving their attacks greater accuracy. Bloodletting? This tattoo has a barbed whip inscribed on it. When the wearer strikes an opponent in combat, the tattoo flares and the whip takes an extra bite out of the opponent. Okay, that's useful, and that's useful regardless of playstyle, really. I was reading these descriptions and I'm like, okay, this sounds like good for a rogue character, this could be good for a fighter character, but this one is definitely useful for pretty much anyone, unless it doesn't count like magic strikes, but it doesn't say that that's the case. Tattoo of Insight. +1 to intelligence. This tattoo adds a slight bonus to the user's intelligence, allowing him a greater chance of gaining memories and aiding his mage skills. We definitely want that. The question is, can we buy multiple tattoos? Well, we can't right now. We don't have enough gold for it. But, I mean, can I... Do they take up, like, tattoo slots? Or what is the deal with them? Tattoo of Health gives a minor gain to the wearer's endurance and pain threshold, making him more difficult to take down in combat. Tattoo of Presence. This tattoo gives the wearer an edge when interacting with others, giving them a higher presence and leadership ability. I don't think I need that. I took a lot of charisma. But yeah, looking at my stats, where are they again? Looking at my stats, so I was instructed to pretty much focus on wisdom by you guys in the comments. Because if I want to get as much lore as possible, I think I gotta max out my wisdom, basically. So investing in a wisdom tattoo could be useful here. Insight, spirit maybe? Yeah. This tattoo adds a slight bonus to the user's wisdom, allowing him a greater chance of gaining memories and giving him a greater percentage of experience points earned. Honestly, that sounds incredibly powerful. Let's buy it. Okay, I can buy one, so I do this, and there it is. Can I actually sell tattoos, or is this part here just for lols? Let's open my inventory. Okay, I can. Okay, apparently that's how you equip a tattoo. That's actually really easy. It seems like we have 3 tattoo slots in total. It doesn't matter where we put this. Hang on, did I just buy a tattoo of action? I thought I bought the tattoo of wisdom. Well, fuck.
I'm gone.
What did I just do? How did I do that? Oh no, I was supposed to buy the tattoo of the spirit and I bought the tattoo of action. Aha, alright. Well, if I wanted to sell this, I'm not saying I do at the moment, but if I wanted to sell this, I can't. I mean, I can, but I really can't. Why not? He has 0 gold? I just gave him 255 and he has 0 gold? How does that work? Now, hang on, no, that's not his gold. That's... Oh no, that's how much I would buy for. Never mind. I'm saying dumb things. Ignore that. But it's weird that I can't really sell this. Okay, that was a really stupid oversight on my part. Then again, gotta learn to live with it. Let's check the walls. A burning skull has been inscribed on this wall. 2 symbols of duality flank it. The design seems to be of a shadow casting of a shadow. The silhouette of the shadow makes it unclear whether it is a man or a woman. A shadow casting... Oh no, a shadow casting a shadow. A shadow casting a shadow, that's trippy. Burning skull. Symbols of duality. Yeah, so this is the yin and yang symbol. Huh. What about a pattern of barbed black branches have been inscribed on this wall. An unusual work of art. I wonder what these mean, if they have a meaning. I assume they have some kind of meaning. This strange-looking chair seems to be where the patron sits. I mean, I must have just sat in it, given that I bought and equipped a tattoo. This tattoo parlor seems to be greater than meets the eye. Let's look at that. This tattoo is of a night black steed with dead white eyes and spines bristling from its shoulder blades. This picture shows a blackened sphere with trails of black mist floating away from it. This design shows a series of black rivers whose courses divide, cross each other, then flow together. Okay, I would not get that from this image. Like, what is this? These just look like strange symbols to me. Like, okay, this blackened sphere with black mist, I can kind of see that. These are supposed to be rivers? What? Oh, that's still the same design. Okay, so this is like one big image together. I guess those are rivers, sure. This design is a hollow beast with a tiny demon in its head. Let's see the head. Huh. It honestly just looks like a frog from above, right? With some strange patterns on its shell. Oh, wait, frogs don't have a shell, but this looks like a shell. I guess I'm thinking more of a turtle shell with a frog's body. Human skin has been stretched across these wooden frames. The skins are covered with tattoos. So you just have human skin in your tattoo parlor. I mean, you gotta practice somehow, I guess, but that's not how they do it in real tattoo parlors, right? Okay, same flavor text for all of these. For all of these. Okay, so you just have a bunch of human skin in your home, in your establishment. That's just weird, man. By the way, have I met you before? I feel like I know you, Fel. That's the option I wanted. Fel bows reverently, and a stream of symbols swirl above his head, or about his head, rotating clockwise then counterclockwise. It takes you a moment to translate. This is the first time, and not the first time you have come to this place. Alright, do you know who I am? Another series of symbols materialize quickly and sharply into focus above Fel's head. The translation comes to you just as quickly and sharply as the symbols themselves, and as if you have translated the exact same string many times before. Yes, but I am not permitted to tell your story. Oh, okay, we're getting into some juicy backstory here. Who forbids you to tell the story? I mean, you are a Daebus. At least that's what you seem like. The fact that you walk on the ground makes me somehow doubt that a little bit. But I guess you are definitely affiliated with the Daebus. Daebus. So, is that who's not permitting you to tell the story?
Updated my journal.
For a moment, there is no response from Fel. Then a stream of rebuses appear as if trickling out of Fel's mind. My apologies. I cannot change the nature of a man. I cannot change the nature of a man. You can't explain why, but the last sentence sends a crawling sensation through your skull. It did, actually. I don't know what a crawling sensation through my skull feels like, but it's definitely a sentence to think about. How would you telling me who I am change the nature of a man? Or change my nature, presumably, right? Me being the man that you likely speak of. That feels strange. Honestly, that feels, I guess I'm just somehow supposed to figure this out on my own, and letting me know, helping me figure this out in any way would change my nature, but who is supervising this? Who is the person who's ordering them not to change my nature or whatever? Who is, like, what is happening? I mean, I know there are gods in this universe. They are called powers, right? So are the powers that be interested in me are... This is weird. This definitely feels like I'm kind of a special person in this world. Like there's some sort of meaning and intent behind what happened to me and what I do now. Nature of a man, what does that mean, Fel? The symbols that appear above Fel almost mirror the previous stream. My apologies, I cannot say. Well, I guess I could ask another question. Oh, we have more, okay. Well, maybe you can't tell me why I died or who I am, but maybe you can tell me whether you know how I died, right? What are those frames in the back room, Fel? Ooh, okay, interesting. A new option because we explored. A caravan train of symbols slowly materialize around Fel one by one. It is my gallery. Your discarded skins are my canvas. I admire you. I am saddened for you. Saddened for me, or for us. I kind of interpreted the you as a plural you, but saddened for me. Why? Another caravan of symbols forms around Fel, this time forming a circle. The mark of torment lies upon your flesh. Name drop. Planescape Torment. Tragedies and loss have built themselves upon it like stones upon a foundation. You have endured great pain. I have endured great pain. Okay, what do you mean by that? A long string of rebuses appears above Fel's head, then surrounds his arms like manacles. I admire you because you have never surrendered to the weight of these losses, despite the fact their chains hang on you still. Go on. A long string of rebuses. I've been reading this as rebuses. It's rebuses, of course. Rebuses appears above Fel's head, then falls, covering him like a cloak. Like manacles, like a cloak. Circle. Interesting descriptions of these rebuses. These losses blanket this life and all of your past ones. You shed lives like a molting serpent. You are exploring the infinite paths of life. Infinite paths of life. Okay, how many times has this happened, actually? Blanket this life and all of your past ones. See, now I wonder if the ending of this game basically leads to another cycle. Basically leads the Nameless One to die and then be reborn again. And that being kind of the explanation for why you can replay the game. I don't know, this is something that has been done in games, that has been done in fiction in general, I suppose. It's just, I don't know, it occurred to me that this could be the option, right? This could be a possibility. Exploring the infinite paths of life. Like a molting serpent, that's a very nice description. Tell me more. A long string of rebuses appears above Fel's head, then falls suddenly to the floor, streaming out behind him like a shadow. Take with you this warning. Each of your lives casts a shadow on existence. You must travel to a place where the shadows have gone mad, and regrets have scarred the earth. A shadow on existence. A place where these shadows have gone mad and regrets have scarred the earth. Sounds like hell, honestly. Sounds like Avernus. Do we get to go to Avernus in this game? I mean, it's entirely possible for all I know. A shadow on existence, though. How does my character have so much power that he can cast a shadow on existence, whatever that means? Anything else you can tell me? A brief series of paper-thin rebuses appears in an orderly row next to Fel, then vanish into glowing motes. Do not sign anything. You know what? That sounds like an amazing advice, honestly. I would even write it down. Oh, here we go. I thought my Steam overlay was broken. Okay. I can write it down. Do not sign anything. I think this is something I should remember. Granted, I probably won't remember in the moment, and I will still sign anything that people give me, but for now, I know that I should not sign anything, any contracts, any deals, any, I should not sell my soul to anyone or anything like that. Very well. I mean, that's quite a specific advice, honestly, but I'll take it. That's even better, actually. Another series of rebuses appear, forming a spiral. They have the texture of the question about them. Do you feel complete? Truth, I don't. In fact, ever since I woke up in the mortuary, I feel like something's missing, something inside. Lie, I feel complete, yes. Why? Oh well, this is telling me quite clearly how my character feels. I don't see the point in lying to this Davis, who has been quite helpful so far. Except for selling me the wrong tattoo, but that was entirely my fault. I still can't believe that happened. I don't. In fact, ever since I woke up in the mortuary, I feel like something's missing, something inside. Fel nods, and a series of symbols materialize in a halo around him. You are strong. Keep faith, and you shall become whole again. Keep faith. Faith in what, though? Just faith in the fact that I shall become strong again, or whole again? Or faith in something else, too? I'll try. Good answer. I'll try. I had some other questions. Well. Hang on. How did this even begin? Nature of a man. Do you know who I am? I asked him about the frames in the back room, and then he suddenly went into this whole spiel about how I cast a shadow over existence and that all my past infinite lives are, well, I don't know what they are, and just told me about how much I've suffered and all that. That was a simple question, Fel. What are those frames? Human skin, I guess. Yeah, that's pretty apparent. Do you know how I died? You're probably not going to tell me, but do you know? Fel does not respond for a moment. Then slowly, menacingly, 3 symbols materialize above his head, each of them casting a long shadow. Shadows. Shadows. So I cast a shadow over existence, and shadows are how I died. Did I die by shadows which I myself cast over existence, or are you talking about other shadows? You mentioned the place of shadows, right? Which I assumed was Avernus, or Hell. Tell me about those shadows. The 3 symbols swirl about each other, each leaving a faint black misty trail about them. They take on a ragged edge like teeth and talons and multiply. Where there were 3, there is 9. 9 becomes 27, until the room is a swarm of shadows. Many shadows. They streamed from the darkness, swarmed you, then left you to die. Why? Very good question. The shadowed symbols swirl into one, then dissolve to be replaced with a simple symbol. I do not know. Oh, Dak'kon is not gonna like that one. You do not know. You seem to know quite a lot. The fact that you don't know this is disconcerting. Disconcerting. Whatever that word is. Concerning. Yeah, let's say concerning. Other questions. Can you tell me anything about these tattoos on my body? Yeah, actually, this is definitely the guy to ask. Fel studies your body for a moment, walking around you. He mirrors each symbol as he examines it, then returns to face you. I know them. None are by my hand. Can you tell me about some of them? Fel nods, symbols appearing around him like fireflies. The ones upon your back were scribed with a careful hand, and are directions for a mind that forgets itself. The symbol that lies upon your left shoulder is the mark of torment. You know, he mentioned the hellish place, Avernus. It kind of makes sense that I would be tormented there, or that that place would have something to do with torment. I think this is the first time in this playthrough that I'm learning more about the meaning of this, the title of this game, right? In the very first episode, I think I started off by talking about what I think these mean, right? I knew that Planescape was the name of the setting, and that Torment was probably just a subtitle for the game itself, you know? And this is the first time that we're really learning what that means. We've heard all about the planes of existence. We've heard so much that I definitely don't remember a lot of it. I gotta revisit it. I gotta talk to Kendrine again. But now we're learning more about Torment. Torment. The symbol sharpens, gaining edges that are almost painful to your eyes. Oh, that's a great description. That is brilliant. Something that looks so sharp that your eyes hurt. That is amazing. Love it. It is torment. It is that which draws all tormented souls to you. To me. Fell knots at your left arm, at your shoulder. The flesh knows it suffers even when the mind has forgotten. And so you wear the rune always. So this is still my original flesh. I guess that was pretty obvious from how I look. But it's really just now getting to me, you know. It's really just now coming through to me that this is my original body, probably original from before I died, an infinite amount of times. I mean, my body has definitely got to suffer at this point, and it must have suffered a lot before. So torment was the left shoulder, and the back are directions, right? That's the map, basically. I'll keep that in mind. I feel like I've asked all of these, but I don't want that to be over. This was a really cool interaction. I didn't think much of it at first, but it turned out that we learned quite a lot from this guy. So this is what I noted in my journal. After such a long conversation, this is all I wrote down. Fel said he knew me, but that he couldn't tell me my story. But the strangest thing was the reason. He said he cannot, because he cannot change the nature of a man. Right, that's a line that definitely jumps out at you. Well, actually, before I forget, there are things I would know, Dak'kon. I have some questions about the Githzerai. I don't know. I think you guys told me in the comments that I hadn't asked all the questions of Dak'kon, which I wanted to, so maybe let's spend just this a little bit of time on that. But yeah, I definitely asked about the Githzerai people. I probably asked about the nature of knowing, right? Yeah, I did. I definitely did. So what is new here? Can I talk to you about your teachings? Oh. This part might be new. Can you teach me anything of weaponcraft, Dak'kon? Dak'kon shakes his head. I can redirect one towards the craft of war, but I cannot advance their skill. My weapons are not of steel, but of will and knowing of the self. Very well, if I ever need to resume the fighter profession, I'll ask you. So this is how you change your class, right? So I knew that Mebet can teach me the art, thereby converting me into a magic-focused character, a mage, or whatever that specific class will be called. And if I ever need to convert to another class or a class that I had previously, I just talk to the person who can teach me about that. That's good to know. Can you teach me anything of the art? Know that I am not a teacher in this, but know that I may serve as a guide. I do not know how humans come to be versed in the art, but when you learn the art, return and ask again. Alright, I get what he's saying. I'll ask again when I'm a mage then. Other questions, maybe? Let's ask about my travels. Oh, can you tell me about the city of Sigil? It is known by the name Sigil. Among the people, it is known as the city that does not know itself. Yeah, we did talk about this, didn't we? Its existence is flawed. Yes, okay. Okay, maybe I asked about Fair and the like. Okay, I think it was just the art dialogue that was new here. I think I had heard most of these things before. Oh god, no! What I meant to do was save before venturing out, because it's crazy out there. It seems like it's daytime at this point, but we've picked up quite a following here. Oh my god, how do I get rid of these guys except killing them? I guess there's really no way to do that. I just gotta kill him. But Dak'kon is not really up for it at this time. Okay. Let's maybe try going south. Hang on, can we even go further south? Where are we exactly? World map. Southeast. Oh my god, we're gonna get killed so hard here if we stop and fight. I think you guys told me in the comments that I shouldn't really run away from fights, because then this is what happens. Too many enemies show up and you gotta deal with them all at once, which is not great. So yeah, it really wasn't my intention to pick up so many of them, but at this point it has happened, and oh my god, I'm dying here. Okay, I was gonna stop and talk to July, but apparently it's just not meant to be. How about now? No one seems to be coming for me, but I need to go there, and the stupid thug is there. Mourns-For-Trees, though, I don't think I've talked to him. You see a tired-looking, sorrowful old man who is gazing at the ash-dead tree in front of him. He is mumbling to himself and tapping his chin as if trying to figure something out. Occasionally he shakes his head sadly. Greetings, sir? He seems momentarily startled as you interrupt his train of thought. He speaks in a calm, unhurried tone, but one full of sadness. Oh, greetings to you too, friend. How's this day find you? It finds me miserable, actually. I keep getting chased all around the hive. He seems to become even more downhearted. Oh, that's too bad, friend. Sorry to hear that. Hope your fortune improves. He seems about to turn back to the tree. And how's this day find you, Mourns-For-Trees? He shrugs slightly and proffers a bit of a smile. Fortune finds me well, though I'm saddened just the same. Why is that? He pats the tree beside him. It's the trees here in the hive. They're dying, friend, and no one cares. Seeing the look on your face, he holds his hands up as if to silence you for a moment. It may not matter to some, but it's important to me. I feel it's a shame to see the last tatters of a life and beauty in this world left uncared for to die. Can you understand that, friend? Well, come to think of it, I haven't really seen any trees around Sigil. I don't know, I guess I assumed that they weren't really a thing. Then again, this place seems so grimy and just, you know, almost destroyed in some places that the absence of trees hasn't really even crossed my mind. Yes, you're right, it's a sad thing. All things die in time. Why concern yourself with the when and how of it? Alright, that's too philosophical even for me. I don't think this sort of pessimism is really conducive to anything, you know? Unless the trees are of use to someone who would care. I mean, they are definitely of a use, even if you don't use them for something explicitly. It's a sad thing. He seems surprised and blurts out, "Really? Oh, I mean, wonderful. Perhaps you would..." He pauses and seems suddenly suspicious. He recomposes himself, speaking in his usual slow manner. "In any case, that's good. I suppose you have some questions for me now." "Not just yet. What is it you were going to ask?" For the first time, the man seems genuinely happy. Beaming, he explains, "It's difficult for anything to survive here. Just look around and you'll see what I mean, friend. I'm not sure if it's possible for the trees to thrive here, even if they somehow were to get enough light and clean water." Right. He nods enthusiastically. "But if enough people care, really want them to live, I just know they'll survive." Yeah, that's how this world works. That's right. "They'll turn green again and flourish." You could be right. I mean, okay, I know that this seems to work across the planes, right? Belief in the inner planes leads to things existing in the outer planes, and I'm not talking explicitly about the innermost and outermost layers, but just like comparatively inner and outer. Right? That's how it works across the planes. So maybe you are right. You could be right. "I am right. I'm certain of it." A sense of conviction surrounds him like an aura. He seems so unlike the man you first spoke to. "That's all I'd ask of you, friend. Just care for them. Hope for their recovery. In time, should enough people want it, it will come to pass. Can you do that for me, friend?" Yes, I can care about trees. Sure. Let's do that. I'll help. And just like that, I have 500 XP. Good. "Excellent, my friend. Excellent. I thank you. You've given me back my confidence, my purpose. Perhaps I can find others like you who listen. Perhaps we'll make a difference. What about your companions, friend? Would you speak to them on my behalf?" Sure. Let's start with Dak'kon. Dak'kon, could you help this man? "One finds your request most intriguing. Trees in the hive, like cities in limbo. They would stand as a testament to the will of the people not to bow to that which would surround and devour them, to take what has been thrust upon them or left behind and make good of it. I too will care for these trees." Oh, I knew I could count on you, Dak'kon. What about you, Mort? I'm a little bit more skeptical with you. Huh? "Oh yeah, Chief, sure, whatever you say." That was nowhere near as deep as what Dak'kon said, but I would expect nothing else. "The testament to the will of the people not to bow to that which would surround and devour them." I feel like it's always good to have something to get inspired by, right? And now I have some questions. Oh, you are the person that I can ask for the seat? Okay. Hang on, this is super interesting. First of all, who are you? "I'm called Mourns-For-Trees by the people here, friend." Why are all these trees dying?
Just look at your surroundings, friend. Can you imagine anything having an easy life here? And beside the wretched conditions, the Dabus rarely come to this part of Sigil.
Why is that?
The Hive's a dangerous place.
Tell me about it.
But that's not it. The Dabus have the lady watching over them, and no one's foolish enough to tangle with her, friend. I suppose it's really all on account of Fel.
Well, and we know Fel. I'll just ask who is Fel anyway, to get your perspective.
Fel. He's, well, a friend. I'll just say he's the only Dabus that doesn't serve the lady.
Oh, you mean a Dabus that doesn't serve the lady? So when he said that he is not permitted to tell me about my past, I kind of assumed that it was the lady giving him orders, right? Given that she is the head of the Dabuses. But he doesn't serve the lady. How can he even do that? So that's why he doesn't float. That's why he has to walk, I assume, right?
I don't know the whole dark of it, as they say, but he's shunned by his fellows and lives here alone in the Hive. He runs a tattoo parlor, but most of Sigil is wary of the place.
What's there to be wary of?
Well, friend, since he turned from the lady, many people think it's just a matter of time before her shadow falls on him. No one wants to be about when and if that happens, I'm sure.
So you don't have any idea of how he came to be shunned?
Like I said, friend, I'm not too sure. I've only heard vague rumors about him being on the wrong side of the issue when some power decided to butt heads with the lady. You could always try and ask him, friend. I'm told he's friendly enough, if not a little odd.
Some power. So, the lady seems to, or some of the powers seem to have it in for lady, for the lady. I mean, interesting. Tell me about this power.
A deity, friend. A god. Normally, the lady has no problems with the likes of them.
Whoa, how powerful is the lady? Or does he mean she has no problems because they don't bother her? Okay, that's probably more likely.
As she keeps their lot out of Sigil entirely. His name was Eoskar, but I don't know much else about the affair.
Was Eoskar? The man nods gravely.
As I understand it, the lady destroyed him.
Dude, how powerful is the lady?
I wouldn't forget that if you were to ever consider messing about with her or her servants.
Okay, don't attack the Dabuses. Noted. I guess, yeah, tell me about the lady.
The Lady of Pain, friend. The Mistress of Sigil.
He stops speaking suddenly, making a semicircular sign over his chest. I swear, this has got to be like a ward against evil, right? This is not them. I don't think this is them, like, showing their respect for the lady. This is them being afraid of her. This is them trying to use some kind of protective ward or protective symbol to ward them against her influence. Making a semicircular sign over his chest, he leans close to whisper.
It does no one good to speak of the lady. Know only that she alone controls the city, whether it appears that way at times or not, and speak of her no more.
Okay. I mean, I kind of speak to her about everyone I can, because I want to know more. But apparently I shouldn't speak to her. What can you tell me about this place?
It's the worst Sigil has to offer, friend. Not much else to say about it.
He smiles sadly. Well, where could I go to enjoy myself? I have a feeling he's not the right person to ask.
Well, friend, it takes a certain sort to find anything of amusement in a place like this. I'd look for entertainment in another ward if I were you. Safer.
And where could I find work?
In the hive. Unless you're a thief, I doubt you'll find any. You could always gather corpses and haul them to the mortuary gates, if you're that desperate. I hear the dustmen pay a pittance for them there, in an effort to keep the hive's streets and alleyways from becoming even more foul.
Dude, everyone keeps telling me that I can gather corpses for the dustmen. I haven't seen any evidence of that. Maybe I have to go to the dustmen and get the assignment from them first. I don't know. I'm looking for Ferret.
Sorry, friend. When I first came here, I spoke to many people, but I don't remember anyone by that name.
What about the journal I've lost?
I don't recall seeing one anywhere.
Where do you last remember having it, friend? Alright, let's ask the most important one then. I need some herbs sprung from this seed. Can you help me? Mourns-For-Trees takes the seed from you and holds it up to his eye.
What an odd seed. Are those teeth along the edge? Barbs, perhaps? Where did you come by it, friend?
Old Mebeth, the midwife of the square, needs some herbs sprung from that seed. Do you know where I could get some?
No.
Mourns-For-Trees continues to stare at the seed in his hands.
This is the only seed of its kind I've ever seen.
He winces, and a spot of blood glistens on his thumb.
The barbs on it are sharp indeed. Perhaps you should hold it.
So you can't help me either.
Unless you can make that one grow, I cannot. Again, I've never seen a seed of its like before, friend.
Okay, if we want it to grow enough, is it possible to make it grow? Mourns-For-Trees looks at the seed.
Perhaps if you cared enough to see it grow.
Alright, I'll focus on the seed and will it to grow. And it worked! This is brilliant, man. I want to live in this world. You can just focus on something and will it into existence. Your surprise, there is a crack and the seed splits, twigs splitting from its surface like fingers. Instinctively you drop the seed, but the talon-like twigs wrap around your wrist and will not let you go. What the actual hell? Mourns-For-Trees stares at the barbed branches wrapped around your wrist, stunned.
I think the barbs on those new branches would be more than enough for what your friend needs.
What just happened? I hope she can get this damn thing off of me. Look, before I go, I had some questions. Okay. I don't really. I mean, any change in the trees? I'm gonna ask that the next time I see him.
Ooh, looks like my skills have increased.
And Mort seems to have leveled up. I mean, you didn't do anything, Mort. I did the hardest thing, but it's good to see that your skills have leveled up. And oh my god, I'm getting attacked again. For fuck's sake. Statistics screen. The game doesn't keep going in the background, right? It's not gonna kill me while I'm here leveling up more. Hopefully. Paralyzed, bows in death, proficiencies. Okay, let's level up. Fighting skills have improved. 9 hit points gained. That's actually quite a lot, but Mort seems to be the one with the most health, always. I think he has like a really good dexterity or whatever impacts his chance to get hit. Armor class could be it, right? So he just never seems to get hit. 2 hit points gained from Constitution bonus. Saving throws. I honestly don't know what these were at before. Hang on, his armor class is 2, which is actually... Yeah, that's actually amazing with how armor class works. Gotta remember that. So that's the reason, okay. Thief skills. Points at 0. No decisions for me to make, so...
Alas, poor Dak'kon.
Oh, fuck. Dak'kon just died. Okay. What do I do with this? Okay, I have no idea what to do here. Let's just hide in this small dwelling.
I'm gone.
Dak'kon seems to be dead. Now, what would be the best way to... I'm at a loss here. I'm not sure if the game has taught me how to resurrect my companions, but I completely forgot. Also, I just accidentally found Quatra, who I was looking for. But we'll save that for the next episode. Oh no, I gotta think of what to do with Dak'kon. All right, thank you for joining me today. This has been interesting for sure, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.